What's going on, everybody? This is a segment from the Nerdgasm Talk podcast. If you like podcasts, well, why don't you come join us as the crew gets silly and Philly while we sit to talk about the latest in comics, games, movies, and all things pop culture. You guys can listen to our whole show on all the podcasts apps. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you guys get your podcasts from. And make sure you guys also support the channel by subscribing to the Nerd Coalition Studios. And for the gaming needs, make sure you subscribe to Nerd Coalition Level Up. This is the Nerd Coalition. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And now, feel the Nerdgasm. Alright, guys, so it's been a minute since we talked about any news of the new MJ movie. And first of all, I appreciate y'all out there for always hitting me up, talking about some, hey, I can't wait to hear what you and Prime got to say, because y'all know we MJ fans over here, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna fight for that man out here, okay? And every time there's news on it, casting or anything like that, we gotta talk about it. So we got an abundance of new news because they just had CinemaCon. For those who are not familiar with CinemaCon is, if you've been to a Comic-Con, if you've been to a horror con, if you've been to a WrestleCon, you get in the picture here. It's a con for movie buffs, for film and and entertainment, like in movies and film and television. That's what CinemaCon is for, basically on film. So usually when they got new movies coming out, they announcing new movies or teasers for new movies. You can find teasers and stuff like that in special halls at that con. Well, I really thought Prime was at this con this weekend, but the past week it happened, but he wasn't, believe it or not. But they did a couple things here. So first of all, we got new casting, but we'll talk about it after, because at CinemaCon they revealed a couple things for this new Michael Jackson movie here. So they had producer Graham King that was there, and he revealed that the project will include more than 30 songs. Automatically, Prime, that is saying that's saying something, because that means we're going to probably touch on all eras here.
Yeah, but don't expect this to be like, I'm pretty sure when they say 30 songs, we're going to hear them. They probably going to be like, one song might be played for 10 seconds. A couple songs might be played for like 10, 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
Exactly. I was about to say, I don't think we're going to get 30 feature-length performances on stage. No, but I mean, like, when it comes to the Jackson 5 era, remember how they did in the Jackson American Dream, where they was in the studio, you just heard Rockin' Robin in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I feel as though...
I can see them doing that, but I hope they do it better than they did in the Whitney Houston movie, where she was just like recording different songs. They was like, yeah, that's it, and then she'd just be in the studio just singing them, and that's it. I hope it could be different than that, but like, or a better done version of that.
I can definitely agree with you on that one. Yeah, a better done version of that one, I think would be would suffice. Also, like, obviously for the big ones, like he got to perform Billie Jean, right? When it comes to Off the Wall era, they're probably going to like recreate the Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You, but you'll probably hear Off the Wall in the background playing and stuff like that. So I do think that we're gonna get like that. And I'm curious now, with them saying over 30 songs, like how this is going to go into the Jackson 5 era. Are we going to even get like solo stuff like Got to Be There, Ben, and I Want to Be Where You Are type stuff? You know what I mean?
I mean, those are songs that could very well be playing in the background. So
that Jackson American Dream, they did have a whole performance of I Want to Be Where You Are, because that shit slap. You know what I'm saying? No matter young or old, that shit slap. So
yeah, but also in the Jackson movie, they performed that James Brown song twice.
Or Got the Feeling? Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, say we cut that out and we do like something else, So there's room for other songs.
There is. I mean, look, the way I look at it is, because I'm just like, all right, I just want to see if they're going to recreate the Victory Tour and how good they're going to do that,
Well, I know they already. I'm just saying, I know they already did the Victory Tour footage, because said he was watching it.
Coleman Domingo.
Casa, yeah. I keep saying Casa Domingo. All right.
Coleman Domingo.
Yeah, he said he's seen them doing Victory Tour footage. So he's obviously, so that means they're doing Victory Tour.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, what is, because Michaels has so many like iconic performances. I don't know what exactly you will choose from to do like a full length or whatever. But For me, I think it'd be hard to see if they're going to do like Motown 25, or if they're going to do like the MTV 1995, or if they're going to do the one that he did later, the Michael Jackson 30th anniversary, because it's like so many stuff you can do.
Biasly, I would like to see the 30th anniversary. Biasly, I like to see that.
I mean, I'm going to say since this is the same people that did the Queen and the Whitney Houston, they like to have a big performance at the end. So I'm assuming that, the 30th anniversary will be that performance, because it's like him and all his brothers when they're adults. So
and that was, I mean, when they're older adults, but that was like his last biggest performance, wasn't it? Yeah, it had to be, because after that, in 2003, we go to the trial, acquitted, leaves, and comes back. He don't perform after the years. That's like the last biggest performance he did. So I think recreating that, I think will be good. Then you got to get to all the bullshit after that, and then in the movie.
Yeah.
Because
I'm assuming that it's gonna be in there. I just don't know like if they're gonna do all of them, like, or they're gonna do like, because I know they're gonna have to do him on tour as well, rather than him doing TV performances. So
yeah,
let's see how they mix that in.
Oh well, if they could even get a snippet, of the band tour, like his first major solo tour, I think that's the one you focus the most energy on. Trust me, y'all, I know Dangerous is a thing. I know History is a thing. Trust me, I know about this. But when it comes to like touring, if you want to get that Michael Jackson essence of like people just fainting and stuff, you gotta do the band tour. You gotta. I think you gotta put all your eggs in the basket to recreate that the right way.
See, I would say yeah, and also, I don't think they're going to do... I think the only tour that they're going to do is Victory Tour and the Bad Tour. I don't think they're going to do... and obviously they're doing the Jacksons Tour. But I think as far as performances go, it'll be the Bad Tour, because I don't really think he had that many live performances on TV during the Bad Tour. But like the other tours, Dangerous and History, he was doing TV performances. So they could just easily take a performance that he did on TV and just call that the Bad... or the History Tour era, and then just like do something different.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, he said not only will it have more than 30 songs, he said it will be long. And I'm going to read what it says right here, because I'm reading this from the Hollywood Reporter. And it says, a surprise look at the Michael Jackson biopic. Michael closed out Lionsgate panel at the CinemaCon Wednesday and gave a joke to the theater owners, who gave a warm reception. Producer Graham King revealed the project will include more than 30 songs and teased it will be long in order to do the music star justice. Behind the unrelenting scrutiny and the accusations and the blinding media spotlight, he was simply a man who lived a very complicated life. The movie will get into all of it, King said, alluding to multiple scandals Jackson faced. So real quick before we go any further, that now we both have to agree that everybody who listened to us, because obviously people have been listening to our videos, we did say back then that we wanted a long movie, because I said they can't get Michael in just 2 hours.
Yeah, but that's it's iffy to do that. It's just iffy to do that sometimes.
If you could put it, I think it depends on what the demand and how the story is going, because you could do a 3-4 hour film and it'd be long. Like, okay, for instance, I know you probably haven't seen Gone with the Wind, right? 3 hours and 42 minutes. Fuck that movie. I'm not watching it, especially with all this racist undertones in it. I'm not watching Gone with the Wind. Justice League Snyder Cut,
a biopic though.
Yeah, well, but Justice League Snyder Cut, I watched that. I could watch that whole 4 hours straight.
Yeah,
forward and backwards. I don't get tired. I don't get bored. And it's a good way of connecting the story.
You know the difference, though. You know the difference. The difference is,
what's the difference?
You was watching Justice League comfortable in your own house. You're not sitting in a movie theater, so that can be difficult.
I'll give you that.
4 hours in a movie theater can be difficult. That's why a lot of people have had their that have a long story has had their things on TV, because you can do more. You can have more episodes or whatever. I love the Temptations movie, but if I seen it for the first time and I seen it in a movie theater, I don't know if I would enjoy it as much as me just sitting in my own house watching it, because it's a long movie too. So it's like those things have to be taken into account.
Well, they would do. I know they would do intermission, because at the 2 hour. Okay, hypothetically, I don't think it's gonna be 4 hours, because one, it's hard to open enough theaters and have enough revenue in there for a 4 hour film. And it's just the cost is just way too high. Not saying that they can't do it, but I'm saying they wouldn't want to do that. But if they were to do 4 hours, I think at the 2 hour mark they'll do an intermission. However, what I'm thinking is going to happen is the same way they
foreign films, bro.
Say what?
These ain't foreign films. They don't care about your intermission. They got your money. Sit down or get up. We don't care no more.
But in America a little bit different though.
I'm saying America don't do intermissions. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you were on certain cases, but I'm saying, but it's a possibility they could, but I don't think, in my heart of hearts, I mean, can you do a Michael Jackson movie in 4 hours? Sure, but I don't think it's personally going to be 4 hours. I think, honestly, it's going to be like the Malcolm X movie, whereas Spike Lee was just like, hey, I can't tell Malcolm X's story in 90 minutes or 2 hours. I need to be over 3 hours. Same thing with JFK by Oliver Stone. So, the Malcolm X movie is 3.5 hours. I cannot. Once again, I'm a history, a Black History buff, and I love those kind of movies. I can watch Malcolm X forwards and back. It don't bother me. It doesn't get do that. I can damn near quote the movie. I don't get bored by it. Everybody's not like that, and I can watch Malcolm X in the theater. I'm into Michael Jackson, so that whole, and he has a story captivating enough to never be boring. Like, there was you have some people in their life that there's a point in their life where there's like nothing is happening. There's always something, huh?
I'm with you. I'm just gonna have a small rebuttal.
Okay.
I thought the same thing about Whitney. I was like, dang, she got her life is just not boring at all. And then I seen that movie and I was like, dang. Just saying.
But no. I mean, to be fair, when I say not boring, like, okay, at the beginning, like, Whitney started young, but she ain't started as young as Michael, right? Mm-hmm. And then we go through the 80s and then the whole eras, and then we go through the 90s and meet Bobby Brown, and she had Bobby Christine, and then it's like that mid 90s. It's kind of she was always doing something, but it's just drugs, and it's like with. Like, even the same thing with, like, Malcolm X, where it's just like, where Spike Lee was a genius with it, like, okay, you catch his childhood, but when Malcolm goes to jail in 1946 to 1952, that's a span, like, we get the highlight parts of it, but we don't tell that whole story. And even from 1952 to 1959, it's like, it's kind of dead in that area, so you kind of run things together. With Michael Jackson, though, it's like, okay, Jackson 5, and immediately after Jackson 5, you go to Jackson's and Drama with Jermaine. Then you go immediately to Victory Tour, Off the Wall. Then Victory Tour and Thriller. Then immediately go to Bad. Then you immediately go to Dangerous, First Allegation. Then you go to History. Then you go to Reunion, 30th Anniversary Reunion. Then Second Allegation. Then Acquittal. Death. Like, it's stuff that it just gonna keep, at least for me, will keep me interested is to see how they do it. And right now, my estimate is that they will probably do this at like 3.5 hours. I'm thinking 3.5 hours.
I mean, I can see that 3.5 hours would be good because I think that's a good number, but it's still hard to cram in everything, and I hope they're not trying to cram in every single thing, because that would be annoying. But I also hope they give equal time to each Michael, if that makes sense. Not like Kid Michael and the dog. I'm talking about like each like different look of Michaels, if that makes sense. I
don't necessarily. Okay, honestly, the way I look at it is, if it's going to be a 3.5 movie, the best way to do that is you just, as long as you're able to have the characters sympathize with the audience. Michael had that kind of life. Whereas, and believe it or not, a lot of people don't care to know or research to know about the struggles that Michael Jackson went through behind the scenes. All they go by is what the media is saying. So if you are able to tell this man's story about the struggles and the flaws and the things that he had behind the scenes, which can help set him up as an individual. You can blow by a couple eras, but you'll still get that nucleus of who that man is if they tell the story right. Starting from a child to Thriller, because obviously Thriller, Bad, and Dangerous will probably get the most time. Okay, I would say, I'll probably say Thriller and Bad will probably get, the nucleus of time. Like, it'll get the,
I think we have to give 2009 some not time, but like, he can't just go from trial to dead in one. Like, he gotta, like, we gotta see him on a decline. If that makes sense.
Well, I agree. That's why I think if you do 3.5 hours,
I want to see Javon. I want to see Javon and the other dudes.
Oh, he's the security dudes. Yeah. I agree with you. I think that's what you said the last half hour for. Like, at the top of hour 3, after that's the acquittal, and then he goes off, and in 2006 he comes back to America, and then you just showed the steady decline of how this man's life has changed after this trial, and just how it just brittles down, and then finances, all that stuff. And you can tell all that in the last half hour, included with the credits.
Yeah,
so,
Also, and I'm just saying, I'm thinking, like, while I'm also his kids are involved, so it's like that's going to be family time as well.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right about that.
So it's like half his family time, half is like a decline and getting into more stuff, and it's just like that's hard to balance, especially when you got to balance the whole movie. Now you got to balance this on top of that. It's a lot that they have to do. And I know a lot of people in the theater was saying that it was uncanny. He looks just like Michael Jackson. It's like, yeah, it's cool. Live performances is cool, but it's like we have to feel it. You can't just have a live performance. It's like, yeah.
So that actually leads to the next day, because they showed
them. That was the swag way?
Huh?
That was the swag way?
Little swag way, yeah. That leads into they showed a trailer at CinemaCon, and I'm going to describe what the trailer is, and people said they were jumping out their seat. It said the trailer began with a look at the Jackson 5 performing ABC on TV. Then it cut to a 1990s era concert of Jackson performing Man in the Mirror. There are also images of masked Jackson being hounded by fans and paparazzi. Jackson's real-life nephew, Jafar Jackson, stars as Michael, and in the trailer has a strong resemblance to his uncle and appears to have captured his dancing and stage presence. You never were like anyone else, Jackson's mother, portrayed in a biopic by Nia Long, says at one point in the trailer, which sells the film and as going beyond the controversies to reveal the man. Antoine Fuqua directs Michael, which is made in cooperation with Jackson State, blah 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 blah, all that stuff, and calling into question how deeply it will tackle allegations of abuse. But King said Wednesday there is an expectation to be objective in a biopic. That's what basically he said what the teaser was. So it looks like they are even going to get into, because I remember that mask era of MJ where he used to have like that Batman mask, well, not the Batman, like the Phantom of the Opera type mask on when he was out there in the media, had his kids covered and stuff like that. So they're obviously going to
Oh, I thought he meant like a mask, like how he just always covered his nose so he didn't want to get nothing.
No, I'm thinking if they said going to 1990s and talk about the mask. Remember when he used to go around in the wheelchair, had the mask on, or he'd take the kids, like he had the curtain over them and stuff like that?
That wasn't in the 90s though.
He had kids in the 90s, so it wasn't the 90s.
I'm saying it was the 90s where he wasn't out publicly with his kids like that in the 90s.
No, when he had them covered up, remember, in the mask.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just took it as the mask that he was always in every time he was out in public, or the umbrellas. That's what I thought.
Well, that too. But see, once again, those kind of questions that you're asking, there's a lot of people that don't know about the umbrella or stuff like that, and what was the reason for it. I want them, because if they dive into his upbringing, his sickness, and everything that this man had to go through, especially that Pepsi commercial that burned off half his head, it helps you sympathize with who I'm watching here, who's really giving it all for everything. And I mean, you're gonna have assholes all around. But I'm just saying, but that right there, I think is what's really gonna help carry this movie.
You said Pepsi commercial. Now I'm thinking, since we've seen the real footage of the Pepsi commercial,
yeah,
do you think they're recreated?
Yes.
Okay.
I think they'll recreate it, but I don't think they'll.
Oh! It's in the trailer.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Okay.
I did remember somebody say that they seen him with one glove and he had his hair wrapped up, and I was like, oh, this is the Pepsi commercial.
My only thing is just like, I don't think it's going to be as cheesy and dramatic like, you know, Jack's American Dream. I didn't remember my hair, and he just started rolling out the steps. Man. Because I was like,
we got the real footage of how it looked, bro.
Exactly. So I'm just like, so I want to say that man spitting the flames all around. He's like, oh shit, put my gun out, you know. So I think that they're gonna do their best to recreate that. And I mean, like, I want them to touch on all that, even the flaws. Like, I want them to see if they're going to get into the Jermaine and Michael rivalry or Janet.
I'm sure they would, but you know, maybe not. We still haven't had a Janet cash yet.
Yeah, like,
what are they waiting on?
What is up with that? I don't understand what's up with that.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Hailey Bailey. So
okay,
if it's not her, I don't know who else it would be, because that's the best option. I don't know who else.
I mean, you're right, but also one thing we haven't got a chance to talk about is there have been new. Since you said they didn't cast Janet, they cast a lot of other people though, and I got some I got some things to say. I know you do too. They cast the brothers, and a lot of people that you pay with probably they cast 2 actors for each brother, one when they're younger and one when they're older. And I would say on Jermaine, Tito, and Marlon, they did good job. I'm not too sold on Jackie.
I'm not sold with Jackie either, but I will give it to them for Tito. Not only does Tito look like Tito, but like the 2 actors look like each other.
Exactly. Like, I think they did a great job on Tito. So for those who don't know, when it comes to Tito, they got Judah Edwards and Ryan Hill playing both versions of Tito Jackson. And I think that when it comes to the Tito Jackson cast, I'm like, that works well for young Tito and old Tito because they look the same. Opposed to Jack's American Dream. Remember they had the dark skinned kid as Tito, and he got lighter as he grew older. I was like, well, sure. When it comes to Marlon, they got a Jalen London Hunter and Trey Horton as Marlon Jackson.
Yep.
And I think when it comes to the Marlon Jackson, they both resemble each other well. So, and then Jermaine Jackson, they have a Jaden Hartville and Jamal R. Henderson.
So it must be Jackie, and Jackie looks like how the dude in the New Edition movie looked like Babyface. If you can remember.
I remember L.A. Reid. I'm thinking of Babyface.
Yeah, like that's how he looks to me in this movie, because like he posted a picture of him in makeup, him in full Jackie Jackson makeup. I'm like, you look just like how you look. Yeah, okay. You don't look like Jackie Jackson, but okay.
This one here. So Jackie's being played by Nathaniel Logan McIntyre and Joseph David Jones. These are some names on these people right here. So the Jackie one is not really selling me, but I'm like, maybe I have to see it in person. Maybe I have to see his you know, like maybe he has that protector type of demeanor or something like that. But as of right now, from just looking at pictures, it ain't really selling me on that too much. Then now let's get to the shit, because we ain't talking about this yet. They cast Barry Gordy, y'all, and Barry Gordy is being played by none. This is the only time I wish I had my wife on here. Barry Gordy being played by none other than Lorenz Tate. I don't know how I feel about. Look, Lorenz Tate's a good actor. I like Lorenz Tate. I don't know if I succumb to the argument of him being black famous, but I know that's how people feel about Nia Long. Because a lot of people, when I was looking online, I was like, they didn't know who Nia Long was. I was like, how you not know who Nia Long is? But once again, we in a different space here. But Lorenz Tate as Barry Gordy, I I'm not. It's not that I don't think he can pull it off. It's just that like we thought about the Whitney movie. When somebody doesn't look like that person, it can take you out of it a little bit.
Now, we haven't seen him in full makeup or anything, but not to be a hater, I would have put Jeffrey Wright in there. That's just me.
I 1,000% agree with you. I think Jeffrey Wright's a better actor in the first place, anyway.
Obviously. Jeffrey Wright is Jeffrey Wright is famous, not just black famous, by the way. But you're not famous.
Exactly, absolutely. Yeah, I
really don't get Loren's take. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but like his demeanor, or I just don't see
Berry Gordy
from him.
Maybe like 1950s Berry Gordy, but we're talking about the Jacksons, which was 1970s Motown. So, and then like how Billy D had the whole swagger, like we're talking about Motown 25. Like he had that swagger, the Jackson American Dream. I felt it, and when it came to Out of Babatunde for the Temptations movie, he fit the 60s version. I don't know how this is going to fit the 70s, 80s Berry Gordy with Lorenz Tate. I don't know. This one, they've been doing good so far, but this one I don't know. And then I think this is actually pretty good. Cat Graham as Diana Ross.
Now, okay. I am disappointed that it wasn't Tracy.
Yeah.
But I've seen how she looks, and I can already see her looking like Diana with her hair the way it is. So when she got that little big puff, or whatever hairstyle they decide to go with Diana, I can see it.
Would it be cool to see Tracy Ellis Ross? But I think to play a young Diana Ross, because Tracy Ellis Ross, as beautiful as she is, she's still older. So, but Cat Graham, like even the picture I got side by side up here, also that I probably put up for you guys. She got even in her standard pictures got the Diana Ross look to her.
Yeah, so that's what I said. If I could see her looking like Diana in regular, without makeup and all that, then yeah, that's good.
Then we got Jessica Sula as LaToya Jackson, which a side by side picture I can see, especially young LaToya, problematic LaToya. Would you agree with that? I know you see the pictures already. You sent me the pictures.
Yeah, I can agree with that, but then again, I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm not looking to see LaToya, so I'm like, yeah, sure, it's cool.
No, cool. I feel you on that. Then we have Liv Simone as Gladys Knight. I think.
See, okay, go ahead. This is okay. No, this is okay, but like for them to make a big announcement about this, knowing that Gladys Knight is probably about to be in one or two scenes, it's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, cause I'm about to say, because Gladys Knight is like at the beginning before the Jackson 5 was even signed, like her trying to discover them and bring them more type of thing. So I think that's a young Gladys Knight type thing. Look, I ain't trying to start no shit though, but I think she fits the role better than Kelly Rowland.
I mean, yeah, but Kelly Rowland still was good.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to say Kelly Rowland was really good. And first of all, it's Kelly Rowland, my baby. But I'm saying, but when I see her Gladys Knight, I was like, I don't know yet, but she looks pretty good for that. Then they have Kevin's how do you pronounce his name? Schnisnick as Dick Clark. So
okay.
Yeah, I can see that. It's fine. But here go to one.
I know they're gonna have Ed Sullivan somewhere because that's the part of they shtick from forever.
Exactly. Okay, I'm gonna start with this guy first, and then I'm gonna go to the one that really I don't agree with. We're gonna get Keelan Dorrell Jones as Bill Bray. Now, for those who don't know who Bill Bray is, that was Michael Jackson's personal security guard since the Jackson 5 era, all the way up until he was an adult. And he was his light skinned black guy, so he like very light skinned, but he was his. There's pictures every era you see of Michael, from Jackson 5 to Jackson's to Off the Wall, Thriller, Bad, Dangerous. He's there as his bodyguard. So the guy that got to play him looks. I think he fits the bill. I think he looks really close to Bill Bray. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. Like, and I'm not trying to be mean to Bill Bray, but it's like he's there, but he's so like incognito that you could just get like if you get close enough, you'll be fine.
Exactly. I think once they put the beard stuff on him like that, yeah, I think it'll be good. Now here go to one I don't understand, but that's just me. And like I said, also this reason I wish I had my wife on there because she knows more of the cast and where they're from. But we have Kendrick Sampson as Quincy Jones. I don't see it. I don't see it. And look,
you don't see it, man. You don't see Quincy Jones, man. You don't see that.
Do you see it?
No, I don't, man. But maybe he talk like Quincy Jones. That's probably why they do. Maybe he talks.
I'm about to say because who they get to play young Quincy Jones in the Elvis movie? I forgot who that guy was.
They could have either one or two things. He could have acted more like Quincy and not rather look like him. He could have acted more like him, or Quincy could have picked him out of a group of the finalists as well.
That is true. Quincy Jones could have picked him, and you got somebody portraying you. But for me, as a fan, look at this. I don't see any of this shit. I don't see it, and I'm like, Quincy is there for a long ass time. He's there throughout the whole first trilogy of Michael's stuff, Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad, and We Are the World. So we gonna see a lot of this shit. I don't know. I just don't see it on that one. I'm sorry. I just don't see it on that. I mean, hell, you could have put Jeffrey White in this role to do this. If you agree to that.
I think he gives more. He's probably going to get more Quincy vibes and not like look like him. So I'm pretty sure that's probably like he probably acts like he probably could do a good Quincy Jones impression. Like I don't like. He probably could be like Jay Farrell. How Jay Farrell don't look like nobody, but he can do everybody. But like it would believe that
a chameleon.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the news we got from CinemaCon. I'm actually excited. Like the things that I want to have from this movie is going good so far. We still got to see the movie. It could be a bomb. We don't know. It could be great. We never know. But I'm so excited to see this movie. I'm waiting for it to see what more cast that we got because, like I said, we still didn't know who Janet's going to be. Hell, we got LaToya. We ain't got no Janet. That's not happening. Okay, so I think they're waiting a little bit more to release. Maybe when we get to that 1 year date, April 25th of this year, we got 1 more year to go. We're gonna start finding out even more stuff. Maybe we get a first teaser, or they may say that for the summertime. Who knows? But
I mean, if there's a teaser, it will probably be in August or September, and maybe a full trailer in December or January.
Yeah.
But if it's a teaser, I'm not gonna lie to you. If it's a teaser, it'll probably be his intro of his brand or his production. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, the one where you see the feet walk and he do the spin and on tiptoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's just that. And they say Michael coming soon. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be neither. Oh, but what they already have something put together. They show some people at CinemaCon, so that whatever they saw at CinemaCon, that may be the first thing we get to see when they want to release this teaser.
No, the thing at CinemaCon is just like they're halfway through the movie and they just want to show a clip or two. I don't think they're gonna. Okay. I don't think they're gonna because they like halfway. They're not even halfway done. They just like here's what we got so far to get y'all excited.
Gotcha.
So it's not even probably like it's probably not polished yet. It's probably not even like edited right or nothing. It's just a raw look at the movie.